All right, February 2023 self-improvement update. So first thing we got in the realm of fitness, getting my dream 10 out of 10 physique. I think I've made some pretty good progress this month. I've been a lot more consistent getting back in the gym. Although it was a little bit difficult, like due to some recovered stuff, but I think I've definitely made some improvements there. As far as getting back on track with consistency, my main issue is squat form. I've experienced some lower back pain after a couple leg days. I noticed like each week after doing legs, my lower back will start hurting, and I think it's because my form is not good. So I've been looking at doing front squats or something, and I got leg day coming up tomorrow. So I'm gonna try that out, or at least pay more attention to form there, because yeah, that's what's been. I don't want to get injured, obviously. So I got to figure that out. As far as improvements, I've been doing more volume. I don't know where I got away from doing volume or more volume, but it just happened at some point. So I've been increasing it, and in places where I haven't dropped volume, I've just still increased it there as well, because I want to make sure that I'm just maximizing all my training sessions as much as possible. So I think I'm making good progress there. That I'm being more cognizant of everything that I'm doing in my training. So I think I'm heading in the right direction once I figure out my squat form issue. Number two, in the realm of music. So I've got pretty much all the instrumentals recorded for everything right now. I think I want to touch up one section of one song, and then I have to do the solo still. That's pretty much all that's left. Oh, and vocals, obviously. Yeah, everything's looking good there. I just gotta keep chugging along, because I'm trying to get this figured out by the end of the month so I can send everything out for mixing and mastering. So yeah, everything's looking good there. I've taken a lot more time to record and practice my own material, and it's all coming together. It feels really good. Number three, this is a little bit difficult because I'm doing this without notes, even though I wrote notes earlier, but whatever. Anyway, number three, dating. So I think my action item was to just like go out and like smile and make eye contact with women that I find attractive. So I've been doing that, and it's just been something interesting happened this month. So the other week at the gym, a woman like approached me, I guess, or we were kind of like in machines that were like that were side by side to each other. And as I was walking up to wipe off the machine I just used, she had said that I have really long ass hair, and I was just like, oh yeah, I haven't cut it in a while. Then I wiped it down and was like, yeah, have a good workout, and then I left. After thinking about it more, just like all the details of the situation, I was like, oh hey, maybe that was her trying to like open me, I guess, in pickup artist language. And yeah, it just really got me thinking, because, well, the next day, what made me think even more deeply about this was I went back to the gym with my buddy, and that same lady was there, and she walked by us, and my buddy made a comment, and then like about her like looking over, and I was like, oh yeah, and I told him what happened, and he was like, bro, like you fumbled that really bad. So it was just interesting talking to him about all that, because he's a lot more social, a lot more socially calibrated. He understands game and all that stuff, but like he doesn't understand it in like the theoretical sense, because he's a natural, really. That's what it is. And I've just been talking to him about, I guess, game and like my understanding of intersexual dynamics, and what it really comes down to is that I have a really strong like theoretical basis, but I don't really know how to apply a lot of things. So yeah, I think that's like a pattern that I've noticed within my life. So like music theory wise, like theory I get, but like actually applying it to guitar, now I'm getting better at it. I'm just not great. My theoretical understanding is vastly outweighs. But yeah, it vastly surpasses my technical ability on guitar. And I think this is kind of a similar thing here, like as far as intersexual dynamics / game, or just human behavior in general, like evolutionary psychology. I have a really strong theoretical basis there, just based on the amount of like literature that I've read, but like actually applying it is where I'm having difficulty. So that's something that I've been thinking about a lot lately, just like how to improve application. It's like, again, talking with my friend, he was saying, we were just talking about different scenarios, and he was like, yeah, just like go up and talk to her in whatever scenario that he had said. Because I was like, yeah, I don't know what to say though. And he was like, what do you mean you don't know what to say? And I was like, I don't know what to say. Like the way that interactions typically go for myself is because I'm not sure how things go or are supposed to go in like that type of interaction. I'm like actively thinking, whereas he's already developed that skill, so he just knows how to react to it at that point because he's trained himself. Whereas I have to like think about it, and it's weird having a conversation with someone where you say something, and then I take like 5 seconds to think about something, and then respond, and then they respond immediately, and then I take another like 5 seconds, or I don't know, maybe I just think that's weird, but that's my perception of things, and yeah, I'm cognizant of the issue, and I'm aware that I have to improve that. It's just, I don't know. I'm not really sure how to, I know the way to improve is by practice, and I'm going to have to like fail a lot. It's just like a daunting task to do that. So that's the challenge there. I think part of it is I haven't really developed my social skills. I think because going back to when I was younger, the way that I was raised was more like, oh, just go really hard at school, study, get a good job, and like everything else will fall into place. But I think that would have worked in like the old order, as Rollo Tomassi says. But now that we're in this new order with a global sexual marketplace, it's different. It's way different. The culture's completely changed, and yeah, the West is not what it once was. So, or at least not what my perception of what it should be is, or I don't know, maybe I have a warped perception of what the West used to be, but from my understanding, the old order is gone, and like I was raised on the old order, like this is how like you live a good life, and I don't think those steps are going to quite work out, because all that time that I spent focusing on developing certain skills in like creatively or in school, primarily in school, really, I neglected to develop social skills. So I'm like suffering the consequences of that now. And that's, yeah, I don't know. Like I don't think my parents were, not that they didn't, I guess they didn't really anticipate that. That wasn't their goal. And they weren't also like trying to hinder me in this way. It's because it isn't really their fault. It was my choices as well that led to this, and I don't think any of us could have foreseen like the way that the dating market is now. Because yeah, shit's wild, man. But I've just been thinking about that a lot, and also just, well, I'll wrap this section up. My action item essentially is to just go out more. There's a coffee shop that I like, so I used to go there, and I haven't for a while, so I'm gonna start doing that again, especially so I can like take more time to just think and journal, because I've been doing that a lot more lately. I think that'd be good to just have a place to do that. And also, I'll be getting out, and there's gonna be people there, so that'll be good. Yeah, so doing that when I'm not recording. That's gonna be my action item for this month. Well, I'm actually working most of this month, but I guess like the next 2 months, whatever. So that about wraps up that, but it also tangentially like relates to the stuff I'm gonna talk about in this section too, for overall self-improvement. So I think my goals changed from just obsessing over goals to actually understanding myself better and the way the world works. And that's become my obsession recently. I think what's really helped me go in that direction, giving me a little bit of a push, because I was kind of trending in this direction anyway, but what's giving me the push was reading Hard Times Create Strong Men by Stefan Aarnio. Because he talks a lot about like culture stuff and just like the way that societies were built and how they fell. And that was a really good read, actually, just really thought provoking. What I liked about it was I actually disagreed with some of the stuff that he said, which, I mean, that's what I was there for, to learn. You just got to get used to encountering new ideas when you're learning. So anyway, it was just really thought provoking, especially talking about society and how societies are built and how they fall, and just how the current state is with like birth rates below replacement rates, just the current state of the sexual market value, and that was even sexual marketplace. And he wrote that before all the coof stuff happened a couple years back. But yeah, there's like too much to talk about regarding that in here. But yeah, it's made me think more about just like longer term what my life goals are. So that's been a good thing to ponder. Yeah, that's what I've been thinking about. I had more for this. Self-improvement wise, what else am I doing? Oh yeah, so I think I already mentioned like taking more time to journal and think. I've been making sure to not do anything stimulating, like listen to music or podcasts or read or whatever when I'm doing laundry or doing dishes or eating. So I've been like really cutting back on my social media usage, and that's been pretty good. Giving me a lot more time to think, and I think I'm actually like understanding things more, and it's pretty cool because yeah, like being in a state where you don't understand things, it feels really and that doesn't make me feel uneasy. That's not the right word, but I mean, I guess that is, because I can't think of a more precise word at the moment. Like the uneasiness of just not knowing something, and then I don't know. I'm taking the attitude more recently where I'm more willing to admit that I don't know things, and I'll just say like even I was talking to my buddy the other day about the social interactions and stuff. What I just kept saying was like, I think I have a good answer for this, but I'm not sure. Like, what do you think? And it was more like dialogue like that way, because I wanted to hear his ideas. Of course, like that's part of, I think, showing part of my evolution is like I'm actually asking people more like, hey, this is what I think. I want you to tell me what you think. Like, is this wrong? Tell me why, because like I want to know if I'm wrong. I'm more interested in truth now than being ego invested in ideas. So I think that's like the key takeaway from reading Hard Times Create Strong Men, was that it like opened my mind up to a lot more things, and specifically the religious stuff, because like I don't believe in God, but I actually agree for the most part with a majority of stuff in the major world religions. And he was talking about this, just like an example. He was just talking about like how like the importance of religion in society and how it like shapes people's morals and keep everyone something to like unite around. And like there were a lot of aspects of that section that I was like, yeah, he's right, because there are problems with atheism, because there's a lot of atheists in the world that just assume everything that is in a holy book is like evil. It's all wrong. And I don't know. You gotta just look at things and analyze things and take what's good from things and just ignore the bad. Which, I mean, I guess I sound like a lot of what modern Christians say about the Bible. But I mean, it's true. That's what you gotta, I think that's what people should be doing, is just like learning good things, taking good things from things, and then ignoring the bad. But like before you even get there, you have to just be able to accept the ideas as a concept and not just completely reject it outright. So you can like just mull it over and then think about like, why do I disagree with this if you disagree with it? And then yeah, go from there, just analyzing things. So yeah, that's what's going on. Overall, my priorities still finishing up the EP. Recording's going well, like I already said. I'm just kind of dreading doing the vocals because, oh man, vocals are hard. And so were the solos that I wrote. I probably should have written easier solos, but I mean, it is what it is at this point. I think that about wraps everything up. So yeah, that's been February 2023 Self-Improvement Review. As always, I'm Greg Angel, and thank you for watching.